Hi everybody, my name is Brady and I'm a 19th century American historian and we are back with another React video. And if you haven't been watching my videos this month, we're doing kind of a holiday theme thing, so naturally the most requested video I've gotten so far is this one. Lesser known Christmas folklore characters by Salmonella. That only seems to make sense for some reason. I think this video was from like 2 years ago, if I remember correctly. So I believe Krampus is already on the scene. Like the movie Krampus, the horror movie, I believe that one came out in 2015. So it makes me wonder if maybe at the time he was a little too mainstream to cover in this, or maybe he'll go into the actual story. I didn't see the movie, so I don't actually know what Krampus is. I'm hoping to learn some really obscure things here. I want him to really lean into that lesser known part. I learned a little bit about the background of Christmas recently from some of the videos I've watched, but I feel like this one is going to go in a slightly different direction. I'm very hopeful. So let's get it started. This should be cool.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey kids, hope you had yourself a merry little whatever. I know I did. What do you like best about the holiday experience? My personal favorite part is where we systemically brainwash children into thinking they're supernatural beings who judge their every move and then invade their house at night. Now, everyone knows Santa.
Really, the idea of Santa is something I don't know how I would personally deal with. I don't have the intention of having children besides, yeah. But it's one of those things like you never know what you're going to think when you're like way older. But if I were in that position, I don't know what I would do. Because honestly, I don't really want to teach them about Santa. I don't really want that to be the thing. But also there's the kids who don't believe in Santa early on and they're kind of jerks. Like nobody really liked that kid who went around to all the other kids telling them that Santa doesn't exist. So I wouldn't want my kid being that kid either. So you're kind of stuck because you're either going to, if you have your way and you're like me and it's a story or whatever. If you want to have it that way, then your kid's going to be an a-hole, probably.
Good old Saint Nick. Old Father Christmas, old Christopher Kringle, old Elpheus Prime, slayer of elk and bringer of Xboxes. And you've probably heard of some other characters somewhere too. Guys like Krampus, Belsnickel, Charlie Brown, Xi Jinping. Well, today I want to show you guys some more obscure Yuletide beings.
It was a picture of Winnie the Pooh for Xi, and that's actually really funny because he hates that. I believe he's like banned Winnie the Pooh in China because he hates that so much. That's actually really, really funny. I didn't realize that was like 2 years ago. That was still happening, but this year has kind of just disappeared on us. So my concept of time is so bad.
From different cultures all across the globe, but mostly Europe. Now, this first creature's name comes from the Welsh. As a matter of moral principle, I personally don't formally recognize the Welsh language. Maybe someday they'll figure out how W's and Y's work, then it'll be a different story, but for the time being, you'll have to excuse me for not condoning bullshit like this. So the thing allegedly called Lwyd isn't a true mythical creature.
Okay, say that one more time.
Condoning bullshit like this. So the thing allegedly called Lwyd.
Lwyd. That's weird.
Isn't a true mythical creature per se, but more so a tradition carried out for at least the past few centuries in South Wales. No, I mean Old South Wales. This is how it works. Okay. Every holiday season, the village rapscallion will take a horse's skull and affix it to the end of a pole. Kind of like one of these things, except, awful.
I was just thinking that.
The skull is typically decorated in some way, and sometimes they put in a lever so you can make the mouth move on its own. Then a white sheet is draped over the pole and its holder, thus giving the illusion that Famine himself has come to destroy all your figgy pudding. From here, one would think that the nightly festivities would include welshing your trousers and repenting for a lifetime of naughtiness, but no, it gets better. You know that whole mouth-moving thing? Turns out that's not just for taking wild snaps at the faces of innocent children. The Lwyd and its party of caretakers will go around to random houses and sing a song about wanting to be let inside. The inhabitants are then expected to sing back with excuses as to why they don't want this abomination in their home.
Dude, that's absolutely that is the most terrifying thing I've ever heard in my life. I've learned some things, not just from the videos I've watched this month, but from you guys who have told me some of the European traditions, and they seem to vary greatly from place to place. But in America, it's generally an all positive holiday in a sense. Like, we have the whole thing with Santa where he's like, oh, if you're naughty, he'll bring you coal, which is not even that bad of a thing. It's whatever. And even the naughty kids get coal. Like, very, I don't think if you knew a kid who, like, got coal in their stocking, their parents were something else, because usually they go really easy on you, even if you are just an awful, terrible, no good kid. But a lot of the traditions you guys have told me about in a lot of the European countries, there seems to be a lot more emphasis on kind of scaring the kids. And I think it's kind of fantastic, but also just the thought of that would have seriously traumatized me as a kid.
All in rhyme, of course. This goes back and forth until either the mighty Lwyd gives up or the party's invited in, at which point they get to raid your pantry and drink all your beer. So if you ever find yourself rap battling a horse skull in South Wales, don't panic.
That is what
it's
it is,
normal,
isn't it?
I guess. Next we have Frau, a witch-like being said to visit during the holidays in the Alpine regions of Germany and Austria. Depictions of Perchta can range anywhere between beautiful woman and whatever the hell this is, but usually they fall somewhere in between. She's also sometimes shown with this big, weird, floppy goose foot. That's because she's apparently real into spinning. Not the 2-foot kind, though, the 1-foot kind. It's said that this delightful spinster pays a visit to all the little wiener schnitzels on the 12th night of Christmas. If you were well-behaved and hard-working this year, she might leave you a small silver coin in your shoe. How kind. But if you've been an inattentive young lady and didn't spin all your flax that year...
Right, before it continues, I'll go back just a sec. I've heard a story about the coin in the shoe thing. I feel like I actually have heard about that before. I don't know if it's specific to this. Here's one of those videos where I'm going to have more questions than answers. I don't even expect anybody really to answer a lot of these questions. The coin in the shoe thing, I feel like I've heard of that, but like, I don't know if it was this. Are there multiple traditions that do that? Yeah, I may just be getting everything mixed up on my head because it's all really just completely absurd, but it's kind of awesome.
But if you've been an inattentive young lady and didn't spin all your flax that year, Perchta will trample all your half-woven fibers as punishment, and you'll say, weird flax, but okay. Cut that out, Jesus. Then there's the stuff Perchta considers especially naughty, which can vary depending on who you ask. If you left your house a mess, or you didn't leave out the traditional bowl of porridge, or maybe you didn't eat your ceremonial fish and gruel on feast day, that's when you've been a real goober. As recompense, she'll rip out your fucking intestines through your abdominal wall and then stuff your empty body cavity with pebbles and straw until you're just as plump as when she started. Say...
Dude, it was more the sound than anything, but that actually scared me. Oh, God. What is wrong with European people? I mean, like, it's fine. I'm down with not having, like, I'm down with having a completely disingenuous, commercial-driven holiday. Like, when people are really trying to push to get back to tradition and stuff. Tradition was scary. Oh, God, what is wrong with everybody?
You know, you win some, you lose some. Brawl until you're just as plump as when she started. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Nobody knows what she does with your freshly harvested innards after she leaves. But being that she lives in the mountains and has an obsession with thread making, I think we can all infer the obvious truth. Of course, no discussion of folklore of any kind can truly be complete without taking a look at Iceland. Between the centuries of isolation and the volcanic fumes constantly spilling out over the countryside...
Okay, don't ruin Iceland for me. That is a place that is actually on my bucket list to visit. If you convince me that things are actually much scarier over there than I initially... Obviously, this isn't actually going to sway me away from visiting Iceland one day. It seems like just a beautiful place. Um, but don't do this to me, man. It seems lovely. I don't want this.
It's no wonder that they're one of the world's biggest exporters of whack-ass mythology. Seriously, according to one 1998 survey, over 54% of Icelandic citizens said they believed in elves. Let me repeat that just so we're all clear. In 1998, the majority of the population of Iceland said they believed in elves, and a very large portion probably still does today.
I don't want to judge people for holding kind of silly beliefs. It's like when you take one religion versus another. I tend to not really rank them by silliness or whatever, because of course, there's a million different silly religions out there, but what really puts one unfalsifiable philosophy up against another one? It's very rare that I rank them. There are some that have some, of course, like reprehensible customs. That is, of course, going to be a thing. Tradition does that every once in a while, but stupid things like believing in invisible elves, I that hardly freaks me out. I've seen religions that have like aliens involved, which that actually aliens being involved in religion sounds pretty smart, because most religions don't really account for aliens very well. Never mind. I'm thinking a lot out loud.
As such, the cast of characters said to visit during the holiday season over there is naturally quite diverse. The main lineup consists of the family pictured here. This is the leader of the bunch, a troll, goblin, ogreish type lady named Gryla. Gryla just fucking eats kids. That's it. She's said to prefer the naughty ones, but as long as it's small and made out of kid, she's game. Then you got her.
So what's the point? If you have, like, mythology or whatever, like, most of it's supposed to teach you a lesson. If it's just to scare kids for the sake of scaring kids, then I don't know. But if it is one of those things, like, you're naughty, so you're gonna get eaten, I at least get the practical purpose of that. Most pieces of mythology, most figures don't exist for no reason. Sometimes stupid reasons, but it's not like there's no reason.
Her husband, Lwyd, who lives with her in her cave, generally considered to be equally ogreish. When the holidays roll around, if there's no soot in your fireplace, he'll reward you with a pickled herring. But if it's dirty, he'll scoop up the ash and dump it in your bed. Ooh. Nah, just messing with you. None of that's true. He also just eats children.
Jeez.
The couple also has a giant cat called, this. The cat's main concern is whether or not a person received new clothes for Christmas. Pretty hypocritical considering it walks around naked all the time, but whatever. Anyway, if you got new clothes, then good for you. You got new clothes. On the other hand, if you didn't get any, well, can you guess what he does? You want to take a wild stab? Yeah, that's exactly right. He fucking eats you. Children, adults, doesn't matter. He'll even vor your dog. He doesn't care. Fine.
I almost cursed there because it's just like the build was so natural, and I just want to say he effing eats you, but I don't curse too much on this channel, so I try to hold back. But yeah, that's funny. So wait, I'm confused about the clothes thing. Do you receive new clothes? Is it saying as a gift, or you have to buy new clothes? I'm gonna go back just a sec.
Concern is whether or not a person received new clothes for Christmas.
So from the sound of that, it's like, oh, if nobody gives you clothes, then you get eaten. So is this something that people... It feels like something somebody would use on their parents, but their parents wouldn't believe it. So I don't know how this one comes along.
Pretty hypocritical considering it walks around naked all the time, but whatever. Anyway, if you got new clothes, then good for you. You got new clothes. On the other hand, if you didn't get any, well, can you guess what he does? You want to take a wild stab? Yeah, that's exactly right. He fucking eats you. Children, adults, doesn't matter. He'll even vor your dog. He doesn't care. Finally, you got the best of the bunch.
I didn't catch
the
that the first time.
Yule Lads, each of which visits on a different day leading up to Christmas. They're kind of like the 7 dwarves, but whereas those guys are jolly and helpful and stupid shit like that, the only real goal of the Yule Lads is to harass and inconvenience people as much as possible, and each one has a unique way that they go about doing that. I'm going to go through all 13. Now, please remember, I am making none of this up. I'm not even going to try to say the Icelandic names, so I'll just give you guys the English translations, which are very apt, by the way. First, you got Sheepcoat Clod, who goes around harassing sheep, but he's easy to catch on account of his peg legs. Then there's Gully Gulk, who hides in gullies to steal milk from your cows. There's Stubby, he's real short. He eats the leftover crust out of pie pans.
Okay, I get this. This is just general, what's the word? Just little mischief. This isn't that big of a deal. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a purpose for these guys, but it's just like general mischief. I get that. It's not as extreme as some of the others. When you have characters that like eat the person for very seemingly little infractions, you would assume that there's a purpose for that, but this seems like it's kind of just comedic.
This one's called Spoon Licker. He licks spoons. He's also incredibly thin on account of malnutrition for some reason. There's Pot Scraper,
Okay.
He scrapes pots, and Bowl Licker, who's like Spoon Licker. The key difference here being that he licks bowls. You got Door Slammer, who slams doors in the middle of the night. And then Skier Gobbler, who gobbles up all your skier, which is like a Nordic yogurt type thing. Whoa, who's that up in the rafters? It's Sausage Swiper, of course.
Are some of these just to describe like little things? Oh, somebody ate the whatever it's called, skier. Somebody ate the skier in the middle of the night. Hey, did you eat the skier? No, it must have been the skier gobbler. Something stupid like that. Is it one of those things?
Nordic yogurt type thing. Whoa, who's that up in the rafters? It's Sausage Swiper, of course. Here to swipe your sausages. And who's that in the windows? You bet your ass it's Window Peeper. Look at him peep. And who could forget our favorite, Doorway Sniffer, who sniffs your doorway with his giant freakish nose to seek out bread. There's Meat Hook, he steals your meat with a hook. And finally, Candle Stealer, who fucking, you get the picture. So, if you know some kids who just won't behave, maybe it's time to take a page out of Iceland's book come next holiday season. Now remember, your friend dressed up as Gryla doesn't have to actually eat the kids. Just bite them a couple times, that'll be enough. Anyway, with New Year's right around the corner, the time comes to make our New Year's resolutions. While you may spend New Year's Eve getting hella turned, why not spend New Year's Day getting hella learned?
Okay, he's gonna do an ad here, and I usually sit through the ads if you're new to the channel, so I'm just gonna sit back and let that go. I usually do it because you never know when the promo codes expire. This one is almost certainly expired, but as a general rule, I watch the ads, so we're gonna do it.
You can do just that with Skillshare.org. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes in design, business, technology, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Beyond technical skills, there's plenty of lifestyle-type stuff on here that'd be perfect for building the 2019 you. Check this one out. Beat procrastination once and for all. Maybe if I had taken this course, this video would have been out, before Christmas. Do you speak any other languages? Well, you could. Believe me, I get a lot of joy of shoving my français down other people's throats. If you try one of these guys on for size, you could be doing the same in no time. Join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for my viewers. The first 500 people who visit the link in the description will get 2 months of unlimited access to the 25,000 plus classes on Skillshare for absolutely free. What are you waiting for? Go! Don't just stare at me with your glassy eyes. People are taking them already. Go, hurry, run! Anyway, that's all for today.
I assume they're all taken by now.
I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
Alrighty. Well, looks like there's
but seriously, fuck Swift the cockatiel. Look at this ugly tree-sniffing idiot. I hope he gets AIDS. I mean it.
That's not nice.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Stop. Okay, we're done. Okay, that was fun. I love when I first started doing this, the Christmas themed things. I expected to find some interesting backstory, but one thing that I've found so interesting is how much it varies from place to place. And I've learned that just as much from you guys as I have from the videos. So going to specific places and finding their little their little customs and little lore. I think it's a whole lot of fun, and there's just an unlimited amount of things to go into. So I'm hoping that there will be more to do before the end of this season. I'm trying to get in as many Christmas videos as possible, so and other holiday videos. Nobody's really suggested any Hanukkah videos. Got any good Hanukkah videos? I don't know if there are any good Hanukkah videos out there, but if there are, I want to know. And you could put them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe for another video every single day. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.